Good morning, sunshines. Good morning, sunshines. Happy Tuesday. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. We're all in our places with sunshiny faces, and this is the way to start a new day. Today is the brand new LAPD commission for the year. I wanted to bring up my good morning, Bella. My last testimony, my last comment to him, and kind of just revise it a little bit. Good morning, Rona. I've been a little late yesterday and today. Good morning, Miriam. Afternoon, Miriam. Good morning, Janet. How are you doing today? Welcome in. I don't think I've seen you in here, Janet. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a good morning, sunshine. Yep, it's definitely going to be a good day. We have, wonder how William Good's hearing went yesterday. Good morning, Irish Mart. Afternoon. Okay. Well, and I always feel bad because I know Audit calls Janet Wieland from Scientology, Janet from Another Planet. And then I noticed that you have that name too, and I'm like, oh no, I hope people don't ever confuse that. Good morning, good afternoon, Kirby's mom. Yeah, it's bleeping freezing here too. Good morning, Amy. Hi, Traveltology. Good morning, good afternoon. You gonna call in today, Amy? And Miriam? I had closed all of my... Oh, goodness sake. Because I wanted to restart the computer this morning and never did. Oh, all right, Miriam, good. I am glad you are going to call in. It's hard to believe it's been almost a whole month since we've been... Let me get back to what you just said. I'm sorry. We're all tired of that. It's basically bullshit. And you're very poignant in what you do say, Amy. Good morning, Kathy. Is he buying subscribers? Probably. I went to that page that Rika had said, the Slade page, and it was quite obvious that you could tell when people do buy. I didn't know it was so darn obvious. Let me see. Did I save it? I did not save it. But let's go to Oh, it doesn't show that he's back up on his memberships. He's still down to 237, Amy. Where do you see that he's up to that he went? Okay. Yeah, I looked at what so okay, thanks. I'm going to turn this over. Good morning, Lady Jane out. How are you doing today? Yeah, I'm pretty done with um let me go there. It has not come through yet. Good morning again, Adrian. Yep, wakey wakey eggs and bakey. Good morning, Flower. I don't know. I may reuse mine. Yeah, definitely. Good morning, Brian. I woke up too late to watch you live this morning. I need to pause this. Sorry, I was muted for a second. I was coughing. Hey, Amy, it says I cannot play it because the file is corrupt. It won't open it. Does anyone know if Confident Chris is okay? Was there an issue more so than with Confident Chris? I think he's just ducked out. Good morning, Yuri Forever. Yeah, I believe that protester is not the correct word. It's more like a demonstrator advocate. Yeah, I mean, Confident Chris is probably doing what he wants to do. Let me see if I can get it to play on here. Yeah, it's still being weird. I mean, it's coming on. I just can't see it, Amy. But if he is, I mean, oh, good, she did. Yeah, definitely, thank goodness. I'm glad she did. She needs to keep her strength. It's all wackadoodles, you guys. Between all of it, it's just whack. It's just whacks. Wackadoodles. That's, I know he got a lot of subscribers from being on the bigger channels, and he's been gaining them all, and maybe he's bought all 246 of them. But if he did, it was a marketing move and a strategic move. Good morning, Phyllis. It is definitely going to be a good day. I'm really hoping Laura or Serge goes down to the meeting today. I know it's early in the morning for them, but it would make such a bigger impact. So if you, okay, let me stem back just a little bit. I'm going to play devil's advocate. As a marketing strategy, is it really that bad if you do buy subs? Just as a marketing strategy, as a business. Today is the LAPD commission meeting. And the meeting is at yeah, for the bigger channels, that's what it is. And I know this because many people have told me this, including Lara, including Serge, including Nora, is that, and I'm just going to use Aaron as an example, is that his focus was on the charts, where his numbers were. It's almost as if his value was his own intrinsic value was based on where the chart numbers were. It isn't, but you don't think that businesses don't do that? It it can. Yes, it can. But if your internal value, if you base it on where your numbers are, and if it's not organic and you buy them, yep, you're fooling yourself. But that's probably kind of what they do in life anyways. Stat oriented. There you go. Thank you, Blow Drill. That's exactly. Because it's based on the stats. But it's illegal. It's not illegal like in regular world. It's against policy of YouTube. Right. So that's exactly right, Kathy. He's still in the stat state of mind. And Sandy, I understand that it is faking popularity. That's exactly what it is. Why devaluing the rest of it, the human connection. But that's what, if you turn it into a business view rather than a personal view, growth is growth. If you're looking, I'm not saying it because I think it's absolutely fraudulent, and it gives me an ick feeling. But if you completely look at it as a business venture, that's what businesses do. I agree. You don't think marketing managers don't do that? They don't go out and buy subs um, by pitching products and pitching things. You don't think that product managers and marketers don't give product away for people to influence? No, it's not, but to him it's a business, never and Nana. Right. So they do. I mean, it is a business to him. I guess that was my whole point, is that it's not personal to him. It's not protesting. It's a business. And that just kind of proves it. When somebody sits you down in front of their computer and shows you where the stats and shows you what you need to do with your channel per stats, that's a business. Agreed, Journey 2020. There's a result that we're looking for, and it's not business-wise, and it's not money. They shouldn't be, but the bigger businesses do. That's part of their marketing strategy. Good morning, Leanne. So Amy, you are 100% correct. Rika, I can drop it for you. Railroad. Let's turn that volume down. Yeah, you're the big bad wolf, Miriam, because you did it. And okay, I'm going to raise my hand and tell you, I told people that this was a business to Mr. Baldy Head a long time ago, and everybody said, no, no, no. And I said, yes. And I said, and they said, no, no, no. And I said, yes. Remember the mitigate, litigate, and pay off. Good morning, Michael. Agreed, Michael. But but giving people stuff to make influencer videos will bring you subs. It's a marketing strategy. 100, 1,000, 1,000,000%, Amy. That's exactly. And okay, so when we did those videos, let me find it. The video with can't remember his name. I'll find it and I'll link it in here. That they were laughing. Somebody was doing an interview with this guy. Can't remember. As I said, I can't remember what his name is. And they were laughing about it, saying, "Yeah, we let people." He was with OSA. We let people go out and natter. That's what he was calling it, nattering. And good morning, Darth Beaver. And they're allowed to go do that. They can go be part of it. They can be friends with any of the protesters, any of the anonymous people. We allow that. They're just not allowed to do two things: file an official police report or file a lawsuit. And what happened when Aaron Smith Levin was hurt by Patrick Perry and was taken to jail and supposedly arrested, but he was detained and he was kept in. What didn't he do? Lots of money was raised for it. What didn't he do? And I hate it people when people ask that, but he didn't file a lawsuit and he didn't file a police report on it. Just making that observation, folks. And that's the observation I made, and I got like totally whapped down for it, saying it from quite a few people. He never filed charges. Nope, he didn't file charges, and he didn't file a lawsuit. And he has all sorts of excuses for it and reasons for it, but what a perfect lawsuit that would have been. That would have been like, as Nora calls it, the kiss. And it was. So, I kind of got beat up over saying that from a couple of people that were his simps. And I got wiped off the map too, Miriam. I was no longer a friend to the family. So I just shut up about it. I said my piece. I told a couple of people who I thought really needed to know. And then I just shut up about it because then it was explained to me that he doesn't view it as demonstrating. He doesn't view it as protesting. He doesn't want it to end. Welcome to the dark side. But you're not going to convince people until they see it for themselves. You're just not. Good morning, Doctor Who Heather. Good morning. That was fun last night. I had to cheat a little bit. Thank God for Selfless, because I had to cheat on all those. And he's never going to say he's wrong, Peter, because I'm right. And it's because who's right? Miriam's right. I'm right. We're all right. Good morning, dedicated glare. You know what? We're just kind of hashing stuff out while we're waiting for the LAPD commission meeting. And we're not dogging anybody. We're just waiting for an LAPD commission meeting. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. And if you want to be so bold to look at all the other 999 videos that we do, we don't talk trash about anybody. And the topic really isn't about ASL. It's about people buying subs. Today the meeting is at 9:30 Los Angeles time. So 12:30 our time. I don't know, dedicated Claire. I don't know. Third hand, yes, that is part of a marketing strategy. However, personally, no, he's never told me that. He's never helped me at all. So I don't know. Good morning, Kiara. Correct. So as a marketing strategy, he may have. Yep, as a business, that that happens day in and day out. But when you're dealing with trauma, that's different. And yes, let's get back to what we are about. Ending Scientology. So how do we take the fingers and the tentacles out of where they're at? And how to get rid of that trauma? We take it one tentacle at a time, taking it out. Washington, oh, the Homeland Security. I would think any of the second gens which he helped that are now not friendly, they would disclose it. Probably. And they have. They probably would. How many hours were each board member expected to put in per week? I don't, you know, I've sat on boards that it was expected that you put in volunteer hours. I mean, it never wasn't really a stat, but it was expected that you raised a certain amount of money. So different boards have different expectations. And thank you, Blowdrill, for answering that. Blowdrill said none unless he really needed help, but none were expected. Thank you. Thanks, Blowdrill. Okay. But different nonprofits run it different ways. Good morning, Judy. I'm sorry. Good afternoon. I didn't notice you. Corn Freak, not ignoring you. Just I don't really want to push. I don't even want to talk about ASL. Yeah, I know, Sandy. I'm getting that vibe. And that's why I'm trying to steer it back to what we need to do. I'm driving my bus. I have a bus, and that's to get rid of Scientology. Warn warnings are there, Corn. Lady Jane, why aren't they allowed? You guys are going too fast. Yep, down with Scientology. Thank you, Near Normal SP. Let's get back on my bus. I saw your email. I have not read it yet, Peter. And I always give you a reply. If not just in my head, I always give you a reply. I agree. That's why I'm putting it back on the tracks. Let's put it back on the tracks. Peter, let me find your email here. I'm going to have to read through that, Peter. I know the federal laws, they are 100% on the federal laws for volunteer ministers, but let me read through what you sent so that way I can see how it correlates to the state laws. I will do that. I shall do that. There are, even in the federal laws, volunteer ministers can be under 18, and there are no restrictions even for under 18 in the federal laws. So if it correlates to the state laws, and the state laws change them, then that could be different. That could be where you could do it, but you still wouldn't be able to do anything federally. I know, right, Sandy? That should be the deciding factor right there. Yeah, wouldn't you be happy if they just did? But they've got their foothold there. That's for sure. What does he said, she said have to do with shutting down Scientology? That's all I am saying. Because it's one big tangled mess, and I don't really care about he said, she said. I'm not on that bus. I'm never going to be on that bus. I hate that bus. I hate a he said, she said. But when you have two people that are very prominent, and let's just use that, let me bring that up, Dedicated Claire, okay? when you have two people that are prominent figures in a movement that have a he said, she said, that's going to bring up icky feelings from people in the movement. I don't care about the he said, she said. I don't care about that. Not one iota. I don't care who's sleeping with who. What I do care about is the ick feeling, the distrust, the dishonesty, possibly. The where should I put my trust? Where should I put my faith? How should I move ahead? The questions. That's what concerns me. And until some of that lays down, you're going to have mistrust, distrust, and the ick feeling. So how many people do you want to push out of fighting Scientology by having that ick feeling? Figure it the fuck out, you two. You two are supposed to be leaders in this society. Yeah, the yelling. Ooh, just knock it off. Sit on the couch and put on your get along shirt. Hold hands. Sit on the couch and hold hands till you figure it out. It's what you do in business. If you want to make this a business, there you go. You know what you do in business? Either you figure out how to work with your opponents or you figure out how to buy your opponent. I know, Mona doesn't cuss very often. But somebody keeps trying to round my buns up. And like Marilyn says, my biscuits. Just knock it off. Either figure it out, get along, so that way the rest of us don't have the ick feeling. We have a job to do. I'm on a bus. Quit trying to get me off the bus. I'm on a bus. Okay, now I'm done. Exactly. Let's all just work together. But if the two bosses, and they're not bosses, but two people that I truly value in a business are fighting, that makes it to where I can't do my job. And my job is to get rid of Scientology. I hope that answers your question. I'm not into a he said, she said. You guys go figure that the fudge out. Nisa, would you like for me to bring that up? Let's get back to business. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. You guys go figure out your own he said, she said. Okay. I thought I had it already up, but I don't. LAPD Police Commission. I'll put it up on the screen in just a second, you guys. So you go here to you're right, a lift kit stomper bus. Sleep well, Sandy. Thank you. I don't know if audit is going in person or not. Sweet dreams, Sandy. Here's the LAPD Commission website. And what you do, Nisa, is you go to this website. It's lapdcommission.com. I'm going to give you the link here in just a second, but I'm going to show you where to go, and then I'll give you, and then you go down to the meeting agenda, January 7th. Here is the copy. Paste. And then on this, you scroll down to where it says the Zoom meeting right here. And you tap on that and it'll take you to your Zoom options. And there's your Zoom button. Now, on the Zoom, every commission, committee, good morning, hippie chick, has different things. Good morning, Sophia. LAPD takes 45 minutes worth of comments, and they flip back and forth as long as there isn't technical issues between people in person and people online. And you have 3 minutes, up to 3 minutes. You're welcome, Nisa. And so that's 15 people at least, sometimes more because other people don't take their whole 3 minutes. And so they'll flip back and forth. Good morning, Whiskey Moon. And so sometimes not everybody that is present, or they try and get everybody that's present, but sometimes not everybody gets to speak. And they do supposedly go in randomly. I think it's whoever, gets their hand up the fastest. So when you go into the Zoom, when they open up the Zoom for the video and for recording, you got to raise your hand right away. Sometimes you don't get called on because once they hit that 45 minutes, they're done. Thank you for that, VG. I appreciate it. And I'm going to say this one more time. Just because I don't jump on somebody else's he said, she said bus does not mean I don't care. It doesn't. I can have all sorts of the feels going on inside of me, and I completely understand. But I cannot separate that out of my own brain. So I'm not going to go there. I don't like going there. Okay, back to business. Based on the number of LAPD officers reported in the report, they have a little over 1 officer per quarter mile of the city of Los Angeles. That's quite the statistic. That's a lot of officers. Didn't they say that they wanted more officers too? It was in one of his reports last week, or the last one, or the one before that, they were talking about, yep, only about 15 people get to speak. So he who raises their hands firstest gets to be heard. And that's if they don't have technical issues. I think so. I don't know. Okay, Irish Mart. We'll call on you every once in a while just to get your attention, wink wink. So that is how you get into there. Mersey Dotes, that's a great point. 111 officers per square mile? Holy crap. That's one thing I was hoping that Laura was going to talk about was that unequal treatment the other night of her calling in and them keeping her on hold and then saying, "Oh, well, we called you." What do you mean you called me? That's not what a 911 person does. They don't call you. They come out and figure it out. Exactly right. You know, I would consider that a hate crime, incredible hate crime. I'm going to ask Audit if she's going in person because she's awake. Little Miss Audit's awake. I know. How scary was that? I mean, she had nerves of steel to just stay there all by, and then I'm so glad that people showed up. I would have been scared. I'd have been really scared that they were just still there, uh, waiting to see my response, lurking in the shadows. Okay, we're gonna have butt view today. Audit's going. Yeah, I mean, what would have the response been if she would have called back and said, "There's still somebody here"? I'm not saying she should have done that, but what if that would have been the case? That would have been scary. That could have been horrific. And how do they figure out who to go? I mean, if they're going to send 5 police officers for chalk, yep, Kiara, yeah, I like having her view too. Yeah, I'm hoping she's here today. Did they come? I never saw that they showed up. Oh, yeah, yeah. They did, yep, Chi and Mr. Chi, and then Ashley was there, and Dan Walks ended up showing up. I thought you meant the police were there. Right, exactly. It seems to be zip ties on the door handles. Yeah, I heard they never came. Oh, DOA said that? Hmm. She must have been after she shut her thing off. Scary, needless to say. Scary. is really loud. I need to turn my ringer down. Well, I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did. That's excellent. Mm, right. The unequal treatment. And I guess it could be anybody, because at that point they probably didn't know who she was calling for, but the unequal treatment of what Scientology gets is very evident. And I don't think it's a compare contrast, because she was just a person calling in a property damage. But when you look at how much more important the Scientology calls are, that's where you see the inequity. Yep, definitely an unequalness to it. So I'm somebody should talk about that. I think I'm gonna re-talk about Miriam Francis's, and the water sprinkler spigot. Remember? They were so worried about somebody breaking a water sprinkler head that they sent police. It definitely shows where their priorities lie, right? I agree. I agree, Marcy Dotes. And I'm looking at it from a victim standpoint. And it was not random. And I'm glad that people came to help. I'm glad that Chi and Mr. Chi, Ashley, and Dan Walks was there to help her out. Yeah, I don't know how anybody lives down there in LA, to be real honest, or any big city. I am not a big city gal. Pretty crazy. We need to get some heat going here. I've got heat turned up. There we go. Yes. Oh my God. Good morning, Haggis. Did you sleep in this morning? Yep. There was a fire alarm and you slept right through it? Oh my goodness. Well, it's a good thing you're not a crispy critter then. Yep, we were looking up the road that he was born on, Amy. Yeah, hopefully it was a false alarm, Haggis. And apparently you were really tired. Well, yeah, fire was, but at least hopefully, never mind, I'm not going to talk about that. That's morbid. Peter is very helpful. I agree. You turned into Joe staying up all night. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with the Paralympics. I, that's just crazy sauce that they're not even slightly ready for the Paralympics. I'd like to go there just to meet folks, but other than that, I don't think I'd want to live there. Yeah, I've never been into society or movies or singing or any of that, so that doesn't fame doesn't thrill me whatsoever. Oh, let's see. Okay, let's go back to our document here, because that is what is important. Yeah, Mayor Bass does need to be. The name on the Scientologist on the Paralympics board, I remember that. I vaguely remember, yes. I would have to go back through Kirby's Mom and restructure my mind on that. You're right, Sophia. You're right. The lack of respect for people with disabilities is huge. Yeah, I would have to rethink back that far, Kirby's Mom. We did look at that one time, and I'll have to remember, not not rolling off the top of my head. But yeah, it's not just the games, but it's the transportation, the public transportation, because they're supposed to be car free by then, right? So all the public transportation is going to have to be available for the Paralympians. The hotels The motels, the sidewalks. Yep. Well, I'm sure, I mean, they have the Paralympics wherever the Olympics are, and every city has to get rid of for the Paralympics also. And I remember when, as I said, when we did the the VA games, and that's as big as the, okay, Judy, as big as Paralympics, and that was a struggle. That was a struggle getting everything ready. Yep, all the bathroom facilities, making sure the hotels within the venue area or the Olympic Village, because I'm sure they're going to have an, where are they going to have their Olympic Village? Anybody from LA know? Because usually they have an Olympic Village, but I don't know that they have the Paralympians stay at the Olympic Village. And I don't know if they're going to have their new um, OIG president or if Florence Yu is going to be there. Sorry, I'm reading through this old one that we did. Yeah, I'd want to change out the bottom part of this, but Sophia, it is. Good morning, crazy love. Have a wonderful day at work today, crazy. Yeah, in um where it is feasibly um able to be done, it should be done. UCLA is the site for the Olympic Village. Ah. And I know UCLA is very accessible. UCLA has been drug over the coals a few times about accessibility. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, and that old grandfather, the building is grandfathered is a myth. There is no such thing as grandfathered in the US. Just looking through, you guys. Just looking through. We have got that, and then we have the Salt Lake City Commission tonight. And oh, hurry, run, Kathy, run. The Salt Lake City Commission, we have did I keep that up from yesterday? Salt Lake City Police Commission. Nope, not the Police Commission. That's not what I wanted. Salt Lake City Council. Council meetings. When you go to the council meetings, you go to join online. Here's the link for anybody that would like to. That is going to be at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. my time. Go take care of Mom. Love to Mom. Give her a hug. Thank you, Leanne. So then when you go down here, it'll say register to speak at the 7 p.m. formal meeting, and that's where you click on register to speak. It will ask you for your name and all of that, and you have to do it. It opens 24 hours, and you can do it up until it closes at 7:30 p.m., which is 9:30 p.m. if you would like to talk at that. There is a 1-hour time slot given for general comments, and on this one, general comments are taken after everything. And so sometimes you have to wait a while. So, Police Commission. Back to the Police Commission. UCLA police employ the former police chief that my community association had in his termination. Having over 3 years experience as chief, he retires with 100% of his highest average pay. Wow. What's December 10th? No, today is the Salt Lake City's. Tonight. And let me Apparently they're supposed to be ready for a Santa Ana windstorm. The form says December 10th. Ooh, that was the date I had court win the RO. Woo woo. Okay. Yep, I know what Santa Ana's ours. If we had what was called the Chinook winds. Much love to you too, Lady Jane out. Thank you so much. Woohoo, glad you made it, Kathy. That's always the rush. Run, run, run. Go make sure you hit the trash. Tomorrow's my trash day. Used to drive me crazy because up in Anchorage, they you got a fine if you put your trash out the night before. And it would suck because if you it's like, okay, you'd get a fine for putting your trash cans out the night before because the bears would get into it. But what's the difference? The bears would get into it if you had it over by your house. It never made sense to me. Twice a week. Wow. You guys have a choice. Either we can hang out and talk. We still have another hour and a half before the meeting. Actually, we've got 2 hours before the meeting. Or I'm going to go get some fluff and buff done and hop back on. I may do that, you guys. That way it's not so compounded and we can separate it out. Let's do that, you guys. I'm going to close out and I'm going to open back up in a little bit. I'll hop back on about 15 minutes ahead of time. Yeah, I'll let you guys go for a little bit. See you soon.